Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell. I'm out in the shop tonight and I'm working on these two Commodore 1571 disk drives. I'm putting the finishing touches on a really nice custom-made computer desk for my Commodore 128 system, and when I get it done, I'm going to invite you guys to come into my computer room and I'm going to show you the new custom-made computer desk for my complete Commodore 128 computer system. And as with all of my computer systems that I personally use, I like to have two disk drives. And so these are the drives I'm thinking about using with one of my Commodore 128 computers. And when I have everything set up, I'm going to be doing a lot more Commodore 64, Commodore 128 videos. I'm going to show you some of my favorite games, some of my favorite software, both music and graphics software. I'm going to show you my favorite copy programs and crackers. And I'm going to show you some programming, show you how to program the Commodore 128 computer in Commodore 128 mode. And yeah, I got a lot of exciting content coming up this fall, and winter for that matter. I'm also custom building a computer desk for my main Amiga 2000 computer. And when I should have it done by October, either September or October of this year. And I plan on doing a lot of software related videos, Amiga software related videos, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I've always liked the Commodore 1571 disk drive. It's my favorite of all the Commodore drives. I like it better than the 1541. I think it's a better design drive, it's higher quality, and it's a double-sided, double-density drive, as well as a single-sided. I mean, it'll work with both single-sided disks and double-sided disks. It also supports MFM, PC disk format for the ZPM, or is it ZPM? Well, the Z80 language, And I plan on showing a lot of that software, too. So yeah, so I want to get these drives up and running. I'm hoping that these drives have the shin-on mechanism and not the Neutronics mechanism. As all of you know, the Neutronic mechanisms, they're prone to having, open heads, which effectively just, makes the disk drive a doorstop. So yeah. Anyway, I want to open up these drives because I do plan on recapping them, both the power supply and the main circuit board. I plan on, cleaning the drive. If it's a shin-on drive mechanism, I'm not going to waste my time if it's a Neutronic mechanism. If it's a shin-on mechanism, then I will clean the drive, blot all the dust, clean the drive, lube the heads with a special type of lubricant, and I'll show you what that lubricant is. It's basically the same type of lubricant that we used at Commodore, so I'm going to show you what we used. You do not use cotton swabs with alcohol, soaked in alcohol. That's a good way of destroying the heads, especially on a Neutronics mechanism, and I suspect that that's how many of the Neutronics, the heads on a Neutronic mechanism were destroyed. It's from you guys that don't know what the hell you're doing. No, you don't clean the heads with sopping wet, cotton swabs, alcohol, whatever. Because what happens is the alcohol can get in where the glue is that glues the protective cover over the head. And so what happens, it causes a chemical reaction with that glue, that adhesive around the head cover, and allowing that adhesive to crack open and air going to those coils, which are very fine wire, about the size of a human hair or smaller. Very fine wire that can, because the air is allowing can get to those wires, they could corrode open. So I suspect that the majority of the Neutronics mechanisms that have head open problems, coil open problems, is caused by people cleaning the heads, so-called cleaning the heads with cotton swabs and alcohol. No, that's not the proper way to clean the heads. You use a head cleaning disc. That's what I use, and I'll show you. And you use the proper head cleaning solution and polisher. It's a special made solution. It's not alcohol. It may have some alcohol in it, but no, it's not pure alcohol. It's a special head cleaning and head polishing solution, okay, that is designed to be used with the head cleaning discs. Okay, and we'll talk more about that in a near future episode, which will be coming up very soon. I will show you how to properly clean the heads on these Commodore disk drives and on Amiga disk drives. Yeah, so if this has a shit-on mechanism, then I'll do a total refurb on those mechanisms. If it has a Neutronics mechanism, I'm going to rip that drive out and install shit-on mechanisms. Unless they work. If the Neutronics mechanism works, then of course I'll go ahead and use it. But if they don't work, if they have open heads, I'm just going to pull the drive out and put in a shit-on mechanism. Anyway, that's what I'm doing tonight out in the shop, and I thought I'd turn on the camera and let you guys watch. Alright, the proper screwdriver for use with this, for this particular job, is a low torque screwdriver like this one. Okay, low torque screwdriver like that. Do not use a full-size number 2 screwdriver, not for this type of job here. Okay? So I'm going to turn it like that. Make sure it's underneath the camera. You can see it. Okay, it's underneath the camera. Don't get carried away, Mr. Campbell. Okay. Alright. Now, I think like the 1541 disk drive, these cases may have threaded brass inserts that these bolts go into. So you don't want to over tighten these because you can actually strip those threaded brass inserts right out of the plastic. And that's another reason why you don't want to use a normal size or a standard size number 2 Phillips. It's too heavy and has way too much torque. You want to use a low torque number 2 screwdriver like the one that I'm using here. Okay? Alright, so there's my screwdriver. Let's empty these out. Oh my god. Boy, there's a lot of... What the... This drive's got some dirt in it. I mean, oh my god. Was this in a chicken coop or something, or what, man? Wow, man. Ooh, this is dirty. Alright. Okay. Wow, this drive's filthy. I mean, absolutely filthy. Wow. Look at this. It's like in a chicken coop or something. Oh my god, man. I'm glad I'm opening up this drive. You know what? I'll turn it sideways in a moment. Yeah, look at that. It's got stuff on. I definitely gotta wash this case. Okay, so this case does not have the threaded brass inserts that are in the 1541 disk drive case. Oh well, yeah, this drive definitely needs wash. I mean, the case needs washing. Yep, needs wash. I mean, look at that. What the hell's in here? Look at that. What's in there? Oh my god, man, look at that. Holy crap, man. Now, I know this was not done like this by Commodore. Pretty sure they didn't do it like that. Anyway. Oh, I gotta pull this off. Oh, shit, come on off there, you fuck. Oh, come on off of there. Okay, let me get something to pry that off. Let's see. I'll use plastic spudger like that, because I don't want to take a chance on scratching the front faceplate of the drive. So, yeah. Oh man, it's not cut. Does not want to come out. I can tell you that. Wow. Boy, that is really on there. Oh my God! What the fuck? Okay, what the hell? Boy, that is really on there. I mean, what the hell? It must have like some kind of, like a spring clip or something on it. Oh my God, look at that. Why is it like that? Okay. Boy, it was really on there. Holy crap. Yeah, it was really on there, man. Yeah, I don't think that's Commodore did it like that. Okay, so they're not keyed, but anyway, the part with where you can see that there, that goes toward the front. So that means that that means the red wire, on both of them, the red wires are on the right-hand side. Remember that, red wires are on the right-hand side. Okay, so I'm just looking at this. Yeah, I'll have to take that board out. And I want to, still has a clear covering over it. But yeah, I'm going to wash this really good, but I got to take this out first. I don't think these are broken, so that's good. A lot of times when I take apart 1571 disk drives, one or more of these are broken. I hate when that happens. So yeah. Anyway, so I got that out. God, this drive is filthy. The drive is filthy, people. Okay. Alrighty, so we have this. Shit. Have any tweezers? Yeah, I got tweezers. So we got, okay, that's part of the eject mechanism. Don't want to lose any of this stuff. That's part of the eject mechanism. Anything else in there? I don't think there's anything else. You see that little, it's got like a piece of like plastic mylar that was glued on, or sticky sided tape on the top of that. I'm going to have to replace that. But this appears to be a Mitsumi mechanism. Damn. Shit, that means I got to replace it. I want to replace it with a, oh man, you got to be kidding me. Okay, I want to zoom in to this one area so that I have a video reference of those wires. And you guys may want this reference as well. So I'm going to zoom in really close so that you can see the way these here plug in. I think this is coming from the power supply. The red is on the right hand side. So remember that on the power connector. At least it is that way on this one. And then these, I assume, go to coming from the board to the disk drive. So let's zoom back out. Yeah, let's zoom back out, people. Yeah, zoom back out. Okay, so how am I going to do this? Damn, this drive's filthy. I mean, they must have used this in a barn or something. I'm serious. My drives never get this bad. If this was one of my drives that I had back in the day, and I still had it today, it would basically still look like brand new. I take good care of my stuff. I have computers from back then that they still look brand new. Yeah, they still look brand new. Because I'm not a lazy, stupid dumbass. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, we got that like that. Got that fucker like that. I don't like pulling on the wires. Yeah, I don't like pulling on those wires. I wouldn't be surprised if both of these drives, have open heads. I would not be surprised if both of these drives have open heads. That would not surprise me at all. Okay, so we need to take, there appears to be 6 screws that hold the drive in. So I'm going to keep them separate. These are the drive screws right here. Got to keep them separate. Oh man, are you fucking kidding me? Boy, that was really in there. Okay, those are the drive screws. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I can see now I'm going to have to replace this with a Shin-On drive. Yeah, I don't like these Mitsumi or these Mitronics mechanisms. I mean, they're nice mechanisms when they work. They're really nice. But when they don't work, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem when they don't work. So let me get my tweezers out again. Okay. Yeah, tweezers out. Okay. Oh, there's one there. I think one fell in. I'm thinking that, okay, this comes off like that. Alright. And then the drive should come right up. Yeah, it comes right up. And there should be, well, shit. Okay, what the fuck? Okay, I'll have to use a full-size screwdriver to get that out. So I'll be right back. Alright, I had to get a full-size number 2 to get this out of here. These are grounding screws. Okay, so now that I use that to break that bond, go back to the low torque screwdriver. That's right, people, the low torque screwdriver. We're going to keep that bolt separate. That's for these 2 grounding thingamajigs. Yep, I'm pretty sure these heads are fucked up. Pretty sure on that. Anyway, there's the drive mechanism. So I will be replacing this with a Shin-On mechanism. Now the 1541-2s are made the same way. There's either a Netronics mechanism in them or there's a Shin-On mechanism. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Okay, and this part right here, if you want to take the drive out, like you want to keep this here. This is the mounting plate for the disk drives, right? And it'll work for the Shin-On drive too. Just unbolt it from there. You know, standard bolt spacing and then you can get that drive off. But yeah, I'm quite sure the head, if I was to test those heads, you know, you put a multimeter on here, which I will do at a later time, those heads are probably open. Anyway, so I do want to recap this power supply. Okay, that right there, I think is for, that's part of the lever mechanism, so I'll put that with the lever right there. And let me go ahead and remove, well, take this out. I'll keep the screw with, I'll keep these grounding strap and screws together like that. And then, okay. Yeah, I'm going to recap this board. And I'm also going to recap the power supply too. Yeah, I'll recap the power supply too. Okay, so here's the other screw when I took the drive out. So put that there. This is for the power supply, so I'll put them over here. I keep them separate. The screws are different. Do not get them mixed up. They are different. Some are small, some are large, some are short, some are long. So, yeah. Some are threaded, some are self-tapping screws. That's the other difference. They're designed to tap in the plastic. So, yeah. Okay, we got that. Okay, and here's the power supply. Should come right up. Where'd the other screw go? There should be like, okay. Did the screw fall down? There it is. Look how dirty this is. Oh my God, man. Look at this. Holy crap. I'm going to take this out tomorrow when I wake up and blow this drive out. I mean, look at this. What the hell? But yeah, this, let me zoom in on the board. Actually, before I show you that, yeah, this appears to be, yeah, I don't know what the hell that all is. But this appears to be a really nice switching power supply. Yeah, appears to be a real nice switching power supply. Let's see, how does it come apart? Huh. Just trying to think how it comes apart. I know it's got to come apart somehow. How does it come apart? What the? I don't know how this thing comes apart. How does this thing come apart? I know, okay, this part right here is bent, whereas this is basically straight. So I'm wondering if I bend that straight, if it like slides out. How in the hell does that come apart? Okay, I'll figure that on my own, but I'm pretty sure you got to bend that, and then it just slides out like that. The inside, most of this dirt is coming from the inside of this power supply. I mean, oh my God. Okay, so let's turn it this way, and we'll zoom in on the chips. Yeah, we'll zoom in on the chips. It should take a look at the board in detail. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at the chips. Yeah. Let me see if my other light, I have cool white light on, and that's warm white. So I don't know if that really helps. Let me turn on and see what happens. I don't know, I think the photog lights may be a little bit better. I don't know. But anyway, that right there is the same type of PLA chip, or not PLA, but the CIA chip that's in your Commodore 64 computers. That's basically what that chip there is for. And then I think that's your kernel ROM right there. Let me see what version that is. I'm hoping that it's a revision 5. So let me put my magnifier goggles on, and I'll take a look at that to see what version it is. It's version 3. Damn it. Version 3. Alright. I just had to see. Version 3. I couldn't be so lucky to get a version 5 ROM. You guys that are into the Commodore 128, you know what I'm talking about. You hope, I mean, you want to find a 1571 disk drive with the version 5 kernel ROM. But yeah, there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4 small electrolytic capacitors on this board. So recapping, it'd be a breeze. It'll be a breeze. But yeah, this whole thing is filthy. I need to take this out and just blow it out with my air compressor. But I think most of the stuff that's in here, there's some there and there's some on the circuit board. I think it's coming from in the power supply. Like, I don't know, insects might have gotten, bees or something might have got inside the power supply. Who knows? But yeah, as soon as I can figure out how to take that damn thing apart, I'll turn on the camera again and let you guys watch me recap that and refurbish that power supply. Yeah. So that's it for the first drive. So now we're going to open up the second drive, see what's in it. Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell. Are you sick and tired of all the dumbasses in the checkout lines using debit and credit? Well, you can become one of the smart ones by switching to cash today. Yes, cash. It's still the best form of payment. It's easy, quick, and so convenient too. Cash. What's in your wallet? Okay, so let's go ahead and take this drive apart. Like before, we want to use a low torque number 2 screwdriver, one like this. Okay. Yeah, it's especially important that you use a small low torque number 2 screwdriver like this whenever you're dealing with self-tapping screws that, you know, go into plastic. Okay, it's important that you use that type of a screwdriver. Do not use a full-size number 2 like this. It's too heavy, has way too much torque, and it greatly increases the chances of you stripping out those plastic threads. Okay? And if you have a screwdriver set where it's got a handle and it's got all the different tips that plug in, pause this video right now and throw that piece of shit in the garbage, okay? Invest in a good set of screwdrivers. Don't be stupid, don't be lazy, don't be cheap, okay? Anyway, let's continue. Shit. Well, okay. These aren't coming out. They should come out. I don't know why they're not coming out. Okay. Wow. Yeah, these here, they don't have the brass inserts either, like the 1541 drive has. But that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so that screws out. We're going to put it over here. These screws are out. I'll put them over here. Alright. Now this one appears to be in much better shape. And it too is bent over here. So I think it's done like that at the factory. Yeah. This too is an electronics mechanism by Mitsumi. Now, this handle here is supposed to come out from off the shaft. It's not supposed to pull the whole thing with it. Again, let me get like a Mylar spudgy, well, a little plastic spudgy like that, because I don't want to mess up the front of this faceplate. That actually came off pretty easy. Yeah. I think this handle is going to come off from, yeah, it's coming off. See, this is the way the other one, was supposed to do. It's supposed to come out from here, right? That's the way the other one is supposed to come out. Then, okay, remember the red wire on this LED board is on the right hand side. So, yeah. And this one is not as nice as the previous one, but I think it'll wash up really good. I mean, these aren't broken, which is good, because they usually, a lot of times when I work on 1571 drives, those are broken, and it pisses me off. Yeah, this one's, you can tell, is more heavily used. It's got a lot of dust in it, it's filthy, but when I wash this case, it'll look, when I completely refurbish this drive, it'll look like brand new when I get done with it, so I'm not worried about it. It'll look like brand new when I'm done with it. So, it'll be okay. Trust me. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to, as before, we're going to need to use a full size number 2 just to break this bond on that, on this bolt here for the grounding straps. So yeah, for the grounding straps. And those are now off. Okay, what I want to do now, put this like that, make sure it's still underneath the camera, because, okay, I need to pull out power supply cable, and we need to get these out. I don't really like pulling on the goddamn wires, but sometimes that can't be helped, you know. Just gotta be careful when you do that. Anyway, if those are now out, so I can remove the drive. Now, I haven't tested these drives, so as far as the drive having open heads, you know, head coils, the drives might be okay. There may not be anything wrong with these drives. They might be okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to recap the board, recap the power supply, clean the, you know, wash the cases, run some on air dryer overnight, you know, refurbish the drive, right? And I'll go ahead and I'll put the drives back together and test them. If they work, fine. I'm going to keep the Tronics mechanism. If it works, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if the head coils are open, then I'm just going to take the drive and throw it in the fucking garbage, because it's very hard to find replacement heads for this. And if you do, the heads are probably going to be more expensive than just replacing the whole drive. But I'll replace these drives with the shit-on mechanisms. But those drives are hard to find. Everybody's looking for those drives. Okay, so this right here is the drive screw. I'm trying to keep them separate. Now this one, I think somebody's been inside this drive, because the shield that was over, like on the other drive, was not on this one. So I think somebody was inside this drive. Yeah. Or maybe this might be a later drive, and Commodore just stopped putting that shield on. You know, that could be it too. Shit. Okay. So I got that drive out of there. It too is an electronics mechanism. So, let me go ahead and get this out of here. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah, get that out like that. Okay, so let's remove the power supply. Okay. The case appears to be, I mean, both cases appear to be in good shape. I don't see any breaks or cracks or anything like that. They just need to be washed. Yeah, they just need to be washed. Now, normally I don't show me washing the cases, but I think this time I will. When I take these cases inside the house, the kitchen sink, and wash them, I'll show you guys the solution, the custom solution that I use, and what I use to clean these cases. And I think you'll learn a lot from watching that of the video. There'll be the second part of this series. Okay, so now lift this up. This power supply appears to be in a little bit better shape than the first one. Appears to be in a little bit better shape. Yeah, appears to be in better shape. I think all I have to do is just bend this over. I'll have to get my heavy-duty pliers to do it, because this is some thick metal. And then this should slide out like this. Now, when I work on these power supplies, I will, of course, do that underneath the camera, so you guys can watch me do this. And I will also recap these power supplies, and you get to watch me do that. I'll make a list of the values and the voltages so that you can do this yourself. But yeah, these appear to be good quality power supplies. I've always liked the way the 1571 disk drives were made. I mean, they're really nice. I think they're very good quality. I do. All right. So let's move this out of the way. So as before, we're going to take a look at the board. Now this one, okay. That's interesting. Let me put my magnifying goggles on. Yeah, let me put the magnifying goggles on because it appears that, yeah, 6526 is a MOS chip, socketed, but the EEPROM, that appears to be done by, it's like somebody else probably did that EEPROM, created that EEPROM. So it may be a revision 5. It may be a revision 5. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that you can get Jiffy DOS for the 1571 that takes the place of that. So yeah, pretty sure you can get Jiffy DOS that will take the place of that kernel ROM there. So yeah, just want to zoom in a little bit so you can see the chips, maybe, for those of you that are interested in stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for more videos. That's part of the series. Like the next video, I'm going to invite you into my kitchen and you get to watch how I wash the cases. I think you'll find that very interesting. I know you may think it's boring, but I'm going to tell you some important information as far as how to properly wash and clean vintage plastic. So stay tuned for part 2 where I wash these cases. And then in part 3, I'm going to be working on the power supplies to get them ready. I'm also going to be recapping. I'm probably going to recap the boards in part 3. And then in part 4, I'll recap the power supplies. You get to watch me do all that. And of course, in part 5, I'll put the drive back, both drives back together and test them, make sure they work. If any of them have open head or heads, that drive will have to be replaced with a Shinnon drive. But hopefully they both work because, like I said before, I love the 1571 disk drives. These are some of my favorite of the Commodore drives. And I like the way they look, too. I really do like the way they look. And they just look really good with the Commodore 128 computer. They really do. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Hans George Campbell. And until next time.